Welcome everyone to Apple Insider. It is Andrew here on Twitter at Andrew_OSU, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about these guys, brand new Beats Studio Buds, and comparing them to Apple's own AirPods Pro. So these guys dropped on the Friday before this video. Unlike some other channels that really rushed out some content, I wanted to give these a good listen and compare these really well to AirPods Pro. AirPods Pro have been my go-to set of headphones for a while, even despite a lot of the comparisons I've done on this channel where we found better alternatives. I always kind of tend to fall back to AirPods Pro for Apple's own kind of first-party benefits. But in this case, Apple owned Beats. So we're comparing Beats, an Apple subsidiary, against Apple's own headphones. And there's a big price difference, like a $100 price difference between these two sets of wireless earbuds. So let's talk about kind of what the differences are, why you should maybe lean one way or the other. Let's go ahead and compare it. Beats Studio Buds against AirPods Pro. So we've got our Beats Studio Buds, and they're pretty cool. There are a few big differences to get out of the way right at the beginning in terms of design. So we grab my AirPods Pro up here. Look at these guys side by side. So the Beats Studio Buds, they're a little bit bigger than Apple's AirPods Pro. The case is just larger, it is thicker, but otherwise it's not all that dissimilar. It keeps kind of the same kind of like wide shape that the AirPods Pro do. Yep, it's just kind of a very similar looking case to AirPods Pro. Apple actually did some design changes that I think are important, which the button on the back of the AirPods Pro, use this to reset and pair it, all those kind of things, it's on the back. Whereas on the Beats Studio Buds, it's actually on the inside, which I think makes a lot more sense because when you go to put a case on this, if you put a case on your AirPods or Beats Studio Buds, on the AirPods Pro, it's blocked. In case manufacturers have to kind of take that into account, it's more obnoxious in the back there. So I think it makes more sense on the Beats Studio Buds to have that on the inside. Other design changes around the case, while Beats Studio Buds is bigger, it actually has very similar battery life to the AirPods Pro. So AirPods Pro, these fellas are going to get you 4.5 hours of use with ANC turned on, and about 5 hours if you turn off ANC in transparency mode. With the case, you're going to get more than 24 hours combined usage time, versus the Beats Studio Buds. These guys are offering up about 5 hours, I think, with ANC or transparency mode turned on. If you turn that off, you can get up to 8 hours on a single charge, and going further, you'll get up to 24 hours total usage time. So with ANC turned on, there's not a huge difference in battery life here, but AirPods Pro should have kind of an advantage in the long term because Apple says more than 24 hours combined with the case. Though if you have ANC and transparency off, then the Beats Studio Buds will win because they can get up to 8 hours on that single charge. As far as powering them up, Apple is using Lightning on the AirPods Pro right there at the bottom, and it also has wireless charging, so you can just set this down on any wireless charger and charge that way, including like a MagSafe puck. When you look at the Beats Studio Buds, there is no wireless charging here, so there's no wireless option. Your only option is there at the bottom, which is USB-C. So why did Apple go with USB-C versus Lightning? The biggest difference is the AirPods Pro, they're really flagshipped for Apple users and Apple products, where Beats brand is more platform agnostic. While Apple does have benefits on its own platforms here, these are really marketed just around to anybody who wants a cool set of earbuds. So Android users especially, a lot of them love the Beats products, and they're great products. So because they're more universal, they're not kind of thinking that everyone's going to have a Lightning cable. So when they're going for more universal audience there, that's why these support USB-C, where the AirPods Pro, they all stick to Lightning. Both of these have the same IPX4 water and sweat resistance, so you're not going to get any additional sports benefits from either one of these. Same thing there. And colors. Apple's AirPods Pro only come in white, whereas if you look at the Beats Studio Buds, these guys come in 3 different colors. You have the black that we have here, but they also come in white and red. So if you're looking for a more pop of color, if you're tired of Apple's white, then go with these guys. Of course, the design of the Buds is also entirely different. Apple is sticking with their very tried and true look with the AirPods Pro. I mean, they look like AirPods, they look like Apple's earbuds, they look at like all of Apple's earbuds look pretty much the same, and they just keep that design. That's what they're going with. Whereas the Beats Studio Buds, they look a little different. Like they're more like a traditional earbud. I think they're a little bit smaller, maybe in overall volume, but they look more like a traditional wireless earbud than the AirPods Pro do. And of course, they have that Beats logo there on the outside. So everyone knows that you're rocking a set of Beats earbuds. If we're just looking at a line item, both of these offer the same effect of ANC. So they both have active noise cancellation, where they listen to the outside noise, and they put some anti-sound on the inside to block out, cancel out that external noise that's being funneled into your ear, giving you that effect of noise cancellation. They can both do that. They also both have transparency mode, so you can hear what's going on around you. It's very good for if you're driving with your earbuds in or just walking down the street and you want to be aware of your surroundings. So both of these have transparency mode. In terms of performance on that, there's a couple of differences. The AirPods Pro, they actually have an inward-facing microphone, which has benefits for audio that we'll talk about in a moment, and in this case for ANC, because they can actually hear how the sound is coming into your ear and how the noise cancellation is affecting it, and they can adjust it on the fly to make sure that the noise cancellation isn't screwing with the audio and you're getting the best amount of noise cancellation possible. Whereas the Beats Studio Buds, they don't offer that same level of performance. There's no inward-facing microphone on these guys. So they do a good job in terms of transparency mode and ANC. In fact, for their price point, I think their noise cancellation is pretty outstanding. But comparing it to AirPods Pro sound a lot better. They do a better job with ANC and especially with transparency mode. Part of it, I think, is that inward-facing microphone, and part of it is the seal. Just due to the design changes between the two, my AirPods Pro fit better than the Studio Buds do. Even with the replaceable silicone tips, they don't fit and seal quite as much as the AirPods Pro do. AirPods Pro are a very tight fit in my ear, not tight to hurt, but just they block out all that external kind of what's called passive noise cancellation essentially. Whereas the Studio Buds, it's just a little more airy. It's just not quite as good of a seal, and therefore I don't think the ANC and transparency is quite as effective as it is on the AirPods Pro, let alone the improved drivers, which brings us to audio. The best way I can describe the audio here is that the Beats Studio Buds sound very similar to your standard AirPods. Your regular set of AirPods, not nearly as good as the AirPods Pro. Now, don't take that as, crapping on the Beats Studio Buds for audio performance. They're not trying to compete with premium headphones. They're priced at $150, more than $100 less than the AirPods Pro. So it's not a surprise that these do not sound as good. Other ways I would describe it is these sound a little more hollow than the AirPods Pro. AirPods Pro sound richer and fuller, like it's just a more cohesive piece of audio. It just sounds more vibrant as you're listening to it. This has just a slight bit of airiness to it, which can partially be attributed to the not as tight seal that I've experienced and many others have reported as well. So I think that is part of it. It's also just the drivers are not as powerful. They could be repurposing, your AirPods drivers or the other Beats drivers they already had and not boosting them up as much like the AirPods Pro. Again, they're not directly trying to emulate the AirPods Pro audio quality, so it makes sense that it's not quite as good. It does have a good amount of bass, though. I do give them props for that. It is better on like the XM4s and the Master and Dynamic MW8s and the Quiet Comfort from Bose, but again, those are all more premium products. For the price point, I am very happy with both the audio quality as well as the noise cancellation. We've also got a chit chat about spatial audio. This is a very cool feature, and fortunately, both sets of these earbuds feature spatial audio. That's right, Apple's AirPods Pro offers spatial audio, and so do the Beats Studio Buds. But there is a difference here too, and I think it is important for people to know. So, spatial audio, just the general gist of it, is where it sounds like sound is coming from all around you. It can come in from in front of you, behind you, to your left and to your right, above you, like literally 3D space of audio around you. So if you're watching a video and you've got like Dolby Atmos audio, it literally sounds like it's coming from around you, and it's very cool. Apple even offers spatial audio for Apple Music tracks now. There are thousands of tracks in Apple Music that support spatial audio, and it's incredibly effective, and I'm very much sold on spatial audio. So it's a huge deal that both AirPods Pro and Beats Studio Buds offer spatial audio. The difference is that the AirPods Pro have things like gyroscopes and accelerometers in them to know where your head is, whereas the Beats Studio Buds do not have those sensors. Because of that, you don't have head tracking with the Beats Studio Buds, and you do with AirPods Pro. So if I'm watching a video on my iPad, my Mac, my iPhone, and there's a character talking in front of me, and I turn my head, it still sounds like it's coming from over here. Like my head is facing this way, but the audio is still over here. That's where the video is. That's where the audio source is coming from. So the AirPods Pro are able to emulate that and track that and move that audio to the side as your head moves. Or if I move my phone around, the audio moves with it. It's really cool. If you haven't been able to try it, you absolutely should try to get the chance to do so. But you don't have that feature with the Beats Studio Buds. Now that spatial audio with head tracking will even work with Apple TV this fall with tvOS 15. Apple's actually using the accelerometers in these headphones to know when you're sitting on the couch and watching the TV. When it knows you're watching that TV with a movie or whatever with Dolby Atmos, it'll start tracking your head. And as you move your head around, it'll keep that audio coming in front of you. It's seriously a cool feature, and you just don't get it with the Beats Studio Buds. That's one of the biggest differences between these two guys. If we're looking at line items on a bulleted list, these two sets of earbuds look really similar. I mean, they both feature, very similar case designs. They both are essentially coming from Apple. They both offer ANC and transparency mode. They both have, similar battery life. Stuff like that. Like, they all look very similar. But when you start to look at the details, there's a difference. The audio quality with AirPods Pro is just for sure better. It's just better sounding, better transparency mode, better noise canceling, richer sound. They're just overall more impressive set of earbuds. Spatial audio, we just talked about it. They both offer spatial audio, but the AirPods Pro offer that head tracking just to go a little bit further, more premium. Apple even says that the AirPods Pro are using its H1 chip, whereas the Beats, they're not. They're using their own, still proprietary chip, but it's not the H1 chip. Still uses Class 1 audio for incredible range and all of that, but just a little more beneficial here for AirPods Pro. It even enables that automatic device switching, whether you're going from your iPhone to your iPad to your Mac to your Apple TV, all of it can just automatically switch with AirPods Pro. Or you can toggle it off if you don't like it, but it is an option. So another benefit here, it also has that in-ear microphone, which is beneficial for transparency mode and ANC, but also for the audio quality. It's able to tune the audio to your ears. It can hear the music in your ear as you're hearing it, and it'll adjust the audio, the EQ, on the fly for your specific ear canals to make sure you're hearing the audio as it was meant to be heard. It's a very cool but subtle feature that doesn't get enough credit. It's those things that are separating the AirPods Pro out from the Beats Studio Buds. So let's lay it all on the line. Bottom line, why are the AirPods Pro priced at $250 and the Beats Studio Buds are priced at $150? What are the big differences? Just bottom line it. So first is going to be in-ear detection. These can automatically start and stop whenever you put the earbuds in or out of your ears. These don't do that. They'll just continue to play until you stop it or otherwise. AirPods Pro offer better sounding audio, better sounding ANC. They offer wireless charging. They have spatial audio with head tracking, and they offer automatic device switching. Those, I'd say, are the biggest benefits to AirPods Pro. The good thing about all of that is it makes the Beats Studio Buds an incredibly tempting proposition. If you don't care about those little details, then the Beats Studio Buds are an incredible option. They have such a great case, they have better battery life with ANC turned off, and they can actually come in colors like black and red. For most people out there, I can honestly see Beats Studio Buds as the better option to go with. While these are an incredibly cool set of earbuds, and I would prefer them, if you don't want to spend that extra $100, you're not going to really be that disappointed at all in the Beats Studio Buds. You're getting almost everything from AirPods Pro in a $150 price point, especially if you're comparing against regular AirPods that don't offer ANC and are still priced at $160. So between those two, I would lean towards the Beats Studio Buds than regular AirPods. They're just hands down. Why not? Colors both don't offer wireless charging. These, for sure, for the win. But I want to know what you guys think. Let's hear you guys out. Let me know over on Twitter at Andrew_OSU what you think of AirPods Pro versus the Beats Studio Buds. Heck, throw in the Beats or the Power Beats Pro or the regular AirPods. Let me know what you think about them as well over on Twitter. And otherwise, if you guys want to grab one of these for yourself, you get links down below in the description, and let me know any other videos you guys want to see, and I'll catch you in the next video.